Hello and welcome back for the second part of the chapter, an imperial capital Vijayanagar. So our first topic of the chapter is Vijayanagara, the capital and its environs. Now when you talk about the Vijayanagar, it is the capital city, right, of the kingdom. Then it was very popular area, or we can say it was remarkably a very popular, or it was regarded very much important of their time because of its layout and building style. It has a very distinctive characteristics, let it be the physical layout or let it be the building style. So when I say the physical layout, as you can scroll down, you can see a map out here. So this is the physical layout of Vijayanagara Empire. So as you can see, the whole empire is divided into three parts. So the first part is the sacred center. Now from the word itself, sacred means all temples and the sacred areas will be in this part. Then as you just slowly scroll down, you will find royal center. I mean, this is the area where the king lives, or all his palace and everything will be there. Then we have the urban core. So diagonally you can see it is written urban core. So this is all about those areas where most probably the markets, then settlements of different types of the business settlers or any type of people are found in this area. So this is the layout of your Vijayanagar. So that is why they say it has got a distinctive physical layout. So that is what we are studying. Then the most important topic that it is covering is that the buildings, right? So the first thing that we will study about building is your water resources. Yes, water resource. Now you might be surprised, like we are talking about buildings, then why water resources? So water resources means they have water, but this water is not derived directly from one source or one area or one river. It is brought to their area and then it is stored. Now for storing they need a tank, and they had a very beautiful tank which was constructed during their time. So that is why water resources also is a very important part, because they have constructed a tank. So all these three topics that you will be covering in this part will come under one question. The question is, discuss the water resources, fortification and roads of Vijayanagar. So this all will be combined into one question and it will be carrying 7 marks to 8 marks. Then let us see first of all the water resources. Now river Tungabhadra provided a natural basin that flows in the northeasterly direction. Now this river surrounds the landscape and it is a very astonishing figure because of its landscape. The whole area is surrounded by the river, right? Then it seems like a cord around the city. The reservoirs were built along these streams in different sizes. Wherever the river goes, now they cannot just cut the canal or channel and then bring it to the village or bring it to one area. Instead of that, what did they do is they constructed tanks at different areas of different sizes. Then in the early years of 15th century, one important tank was built. At present it is known as Kamalapuram tank. Now water from this tank was basically used to irrigate, right? They used to take this water for irrigation, and not only for irrigation, some of the water was also channelized to the royal center. So all this water, whatever water they received, it is guided through Kamalapuram tank. The water is stored in the tank and then from there it is channelized to the royal center. Then there is another evidence which is found here, that is most prominent waterworks which was found in the ruins of Hiria Canal, and this was not found in a working order. It was totally ruined, but that map or the canal itself the structure what was found, from that they can study that this canal drew water from a dam across Tungabhadra, and then it irrigated the cultivated valley which was there, and then this area, right, or this canal separates the sacred center from the urban core. Now this was built by the Sangama dynasty. So our next topic is fortification and roads. So when you talk about fortification, it means laying up of boundaries and protecting the area. So Vijayanagar city had a great fortress wall. That means it has got a fortress, and not only the fortress, the wall of the fortress itself was very beautiful and was very distinctive. That means it was very different than the other. So one ambassador of Persia, okay, so his name was Abdul Razak. So he was sent to Calicut in the 15th century, and as he came to the empire, he was very impressed by the fortification. And then he mentioned that this fortification has got 7 line of forts. That means he said that if I move from one place to another, I could see that the fort is protected by 7 layers. This encircle not only the city, that means he said that the boundary wall not only protected the fort, but it also has got a different areas of fortification. Different areas of the region or the empire was also fortified. As in case, he said that the agricultural land or the hinterland or the forest all have different fortified or different boundaries. For agricultural land, once again they had boundaries, then the forest or the hinterland. So the extreme external wall, that means the outermost wall of the city, was built not with the help of cement or mortar, but what he said that they have only the stones. There was no cementing agent. So the stone were cut in such a way that they were placed on top of each other, and it locked. Okay, and as it locked, the moving up of or pushing out the rock was very impossible. So he was very impressed with this type of construction. The stone blocks were wedge shaped. As I say, now wedge shape means some kind of hook type was made, and then stone was put over one another, and it just locked. And as it is locked, it held its place, and it is very impossible for the people to move it up. And the inner portion of the wall, that means the outer wall, it is already done. Now after that, the inner wall. Now the inner wall was packed, means it was filled up with rubble. So Abdul Razak mentioned that between the first, second and third wall, there were cultivated land or fields, then the gardens and the houses. Now another traveler from Portugal named Domingo Pace, he also observed something, that from this circuit, that means from the first, second and third, whatever was there, from this circuit until you enter the city, it has got a great distance. Means from the gate, from the entrance to the main city, it has got a great distance, in which, that means between the gate and the main city, you will come across paddy fields, you will come across many gardens, you will come across water, and all this water comes from 2 lakes. So from this, what archaeologists can say is that it was the evident agricultural fields which lie between the religious and the urban center. This was irrigated by a canal which drew water from the river Tungabhadra. The main aim of the sieges, that means whenever there is some kind of attack, what is the main aim of this type of attack? It means to capture, and after capturing, they will try to, means I'm talking about the attack. When an empire is attacked by another kingdom or another empire, their main aim was to deprive the defenders from food and force them into surrender, because there will be no food. But the king of Vijayanagar had this thinking, that means whenever there is a kind of siege, my countrymen should not go hungry. That is why he had all the things under him. That means the even he have protected the paddy fields, he have protected the water services, he have protected the land, he have that is why he have the outer wall, then protecting the land which is growing crops, then protecting the water, so that everything is found within his reach even after some kind of attack. That is why normally rulers try to prepare for such situation by building large granaries within fortified areas. But the rulers of Vijayanagar adopted little bit expensive and different type of strategy for protecting the agricultural belt itself. Okay, now a second line of fortification went around the inner core. When I say second line means another type of fortification also came to the inner core of the urban complex. When you say urban complex means these are the areas where people live. So this area was also fortified. The third line of surround or the fortification was around the royal center. Now it is not that only he is protecting his own palace, but he is protecting the urban core, he is protecting the sacred region, he is protecting his royal center. Means if the invader have to invade his area, he have to break through many walls, then only he have to reach his empire. That means the Vijayanagar empire. That is a very difficult task for any invader, because by the time he breaks one wall, then the second wall and the third wall, most of his army will be tired. That was the strategy that he used, though it was expensive, but it was very strategic, right? So as I said, the third line of protection was around the royal center, within which each set of major buildings was surrounded by its own high walls again. So now you can see the royal center, it's already there. Now the royal center has got different palaces, and all these palaces once again have their own personal or a wall of each. That means they have their each set of high walls once again. So the fort has well guarded gates, and then now we are talking about the roads and all, well guarded gates, and which link the city to the major roads. Now all these gateways once again have a very distinctive architectural features. That means it has got a high gopurams and all, very beautiful high rise gopurams or gates, or we can see domes, so that from far one can make out that that is the entrance, and through that we can go, or through that we can enter. So you can see that. Now all these gateways, right, they were well guarded, now built to enter into forts that connected the city to the main roads. Now gateways were a quality architectural appearances. Now as you move towards your left side, or if you scroll, you will find some of the gateways. Now this is not a temple exactly, right, this is a gopuram or a gateway. So most of the gateways looks like this during their time, and it was very astonishing figure. Means people whoever come to this area will be mesmerized to see the gates itself. The vault on the gateway that led into the fortified settlement, as well as the dome over the gate, were considered as typical features of architectural style built into India by Turkish sultans. Now this idea was brought by Turkish sultans, and it was given to us. Now this type of art is also known as Indo-Islamic art. Okay, then according to the archaeologists, roads usually wound around, means it moved around the valleys and avoided the rocky landscape. They made the roads in such a way that they don't have to go to the difficult terrain. They will always look for the areas which is easy to cut or easy to construct roads and all, and they will move towards all these beautiful areas within no time. Important roads were extended from temple gateways to the markets, whichever roads they have it. Now within the empire itself. We are talking about different types of fortification. Now from those different type of fortification, every road is connected to each other, and every road has link to the market also, so that they can go to the market easily and come back to their own place without any type of difficulty. That was the type of fortification and roads we were talking about. So our next topic is the urban core. For this you can take down a question. The question is, write a note on the urban core. So as we look at the urban core, we came to know that the Chinese pottery wares were found in northeastern corner of the urban core. Now it was supposed that area was captured by rich traders. Now from this from the found, or from whatever evidences, we can make out that this area was captured by the rich traders. Tombs and mosques located there had very distinctive functions. The architectural features resembled with the mandapas found in the temples of Hampi. Barbosa, a Portuguese traveler, mentioned that houses of ordinary people which have not survived, means he was telling something about the houses of the ordinary people which did not survive. What did he do? What did he say is that the other houses of the people are thatched, but nonetheless were built and arranged according to occupation in long streets with many open places. What he wanted to say is that here the houses are made accordingly to the occupations in a long street. That means if all are butchers, then all butchers will have the house in the same area. If some are builders, all builders will have one area. In that way, according to occupation, the houses are arranged in a long queue. Then a field survey of that area indicated that lots of shrines and small temples were also made, and they pointed to the propagation of diversity of cultures. This was helped by many communities. Further, it also indicated that wells, rainwater tanks and temple wells were used as a source of water for common man. So from this we all can make out that they had a different way of thinking. They used different types of ideas so that they can use up the things, or they can make something very different, so that they can use the natural water without any difficulty in the time of crisis. So with this I came to the end of the second part of the video. If you have any doubts, please tell me and do comment so that I can clear up your doubts. Thank you. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.